There's someone on there.
Yeah, you.
Probably me.
It's you. And you're not even seeing it. Where are we? Something's up. Something is up. Oh, they'll give you a commercial. That they'll give you.
Yeah.
That they're very quick to give.
There we go.
It's even delayed.
Yeah.
It's delayed.
Quick to give. There we go. We got two people. There we go. That's starting to come up. We'll see.
I don't know. It's just not working. Who's the second person? No, the first person was Josh. We've been having trouble. It's not alerting anybody.
8.
Now we have 8 people, so I guess it's starting to alert people.
Cool.
All right. So is this where we get the? How is it that we turn on the chat? To get them to talk, to see their.
There we go.
There.
Hey, Grady.
Grady, how are you? I'm glad that somebody sent something because we have. I was about to say, I asked him. I was like, "We're done."
We were about to drop it all.
We're like, "It's not working." We've been trying to do this for a while. I'm almost done with my drink. That's how long we've been here. Hi, Australia. Who is it? I can't see. I be me. I be me. You be you.
Ubu. You be you.
Long Beach.
Nice. Laura and Billy.
Oh, Laura and Billy. How are you? I do remember theirs because they are the only ones that have 2 people in it.
Get more people.
Good. Okay, I feel better now because I was a little worried there. I was like,
Well, first it was scheduled for later. Then it was we weren't getting notifications. So
and then he tried it
we're
on
not-
his phone and it wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
So,
So we'll see.
I take my glasses off as if I can read without them.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa. Melissa, you were sending me texts while we were in the chaos. I'm so happy you're going. That's gonna be fun. Like I just booked my my stay in Apopka for November. What is it? 3 and 4. 3 and 4. November 3 and 4 for the Curlsmith spring open house. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And Melissa just booked, and so did Roxy.
Awesome.
So we're gonna have a fun time. All right, who else is on there?
Is the place going to be open?
Yes.
The
Yes.
big place?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm trying to go before because I want to record it before the mayhem of people are there. But I don't know if it's going to happen or not because it's a lot of work at what they're doing over there. Hi Nelson and Sandra from St. Vincent in the Caribbean. You know, Loretta is here for Curacao. I was just going to say, there's so many people from the islands that watch me. That's so cool.
And a lot of them come for Tamiami, for Redlands.
A lot of the people from the islands, it's amazing how much they travel here and
Oh, yeah.
shop, and they send back all their orchids.
Oh, yeah.
And big collectors too. Nothing like small.
And I've made some good friends.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a lot of good friends. Farida is one of them. Farida! She always brings me like a little gift or something. She brought me the rum cake that we had last time.
Yes.
That rum cake was good. And
Yes.
where is it? Where is it? This beautiful bottle. Look at this bottle. Farida gave me this. I love, excuse me, I love whiskey. And she got me this bottle. Isn't this gorgeous? It's just the bottle alone is beautiful. So again, Farida, thank you. As you can see, I've been sipping. So
nice.
I have enough bottles of whiskey, so I appreciate all those gifts. Look at this. I look like an alcoholic. When people come to my house, they're like...
But they're dusty, so...
They're dusty, so you can tell. You know, I clean the dust, and somebody told me the other day, you shouldn't do that because people are going to think they're fresh and that you're drinking all those bottles. All right, guys, so I want to start doing Q&A today. All right, it is happy hour, and it's more relaxing. It's not as I guess,
laid out
my
and
laid
planned.
out template. But we do want to ask questions. I'm sorry, I'm tired. We want you guys to ask us some questions and we'll try our best to give you the answer, because a lot of times you type it on my comment section. And even though I love responding to everybody, I sometimes can get, like, recently, I haven't been able to respond to everybody for the past like week or week and a half. So there's a lot that I have to get to, and I've been putting a lot of videos. So the more videos I put, the more comments I get, and the more
Right.
that accumulates.
Of course.
So the lives are really great for answering all those questions that if I answer here, I can always say, go to my live episode, the answers are there. 'Cause that helps a lot.
Yep.
Because if not, I'm writing letters to a lot of people, and I do get a lot of questions. Not only in the comments, I get DMs on Instagram, I get emails. So
And it's just it's a long reply when we can just say, hey, go check out this video around this in the middle, or this video we talk about fertilizers more in depth, or this video we talk more about systemic compared to topical sprays or whatever like that as
and
well.
it's easier to vocally or verbally describe it than when you're writing it, right? Because you
Yeah.
can cut corners, but when you're writing, it's like you got to make sure that every detail is in there, because you're working with chemicals, and I'm not going to write something just half. Oh, you're ahead of us.
Guess what segue. So Melissa was talking about my Cafecito cups, which last time I was here 2 months ago, our last live, I showed everybody the molds, and now I have
They're nice. I want them.
Cafecito cups, and they nest inside each other, so they stack. These guys are great. I'm making them in the speckled clay. And then, so these are going to be my main colors: the green, the white, the blue. But they'll all be speckled clay. This was a tester that I first did, but they're turning out really, really nice.
They're
I'm
really
happy with
pretty.
them.
And I just, excuse, hold on. Producers just said that calls are coming in really fast, so they're going fast. So get yours while they last.
Yeah. And
Now,
so,
this, you know that this is like how obvious.
Yep.
Keep it green.
But yeah, I'm really happy with those. I've been testing out just in the last week on what kind of clay body am I going to use, what colors am I going to use. I can always do special order, but I'm going to offer stock colors in the green, the blue, and the white, just because usually that's more contemporary colors. And it's
Yeah,
not
earthy colors.
Yeah, more earthy colors, and it doesn't clash with people's.
I love them. I keep looking at them because they're so pretty stacked like this.
Yep.
And those three colors are great together.
Yep. So I'm really happy. And that's the first kind of like multiple pieced mold that I've done,
I love the flowers. You guys see the flower
where they're actually
inwards?
embossed into the
That's
into
what
the
I
cup.
like. They're not outwards.
And
very
depending on how well these do, I actually might change my coffee cup into a larger version of this.
Hold on, I don't want to miss anybody. Sorry, I just closed it. My fingers. I don't know why it does that. I guess you have to get right onto the thing. 80% of the orchids you show us are not available in Jamaica. I would love to get someone to purchase for me. Personal shoppers, we have them here in Miami. You can get them. And I'm sure they would love to shop orchids for someone.
Yeah. Or especially if you come like Redlands or Miami, then you're going to be able to get a lot more vendors as well.
I'm sorry. Why is the camera right in the part where the text comes in? Haven't you noticed that? The camera's right there and the text comes in. So backwards. Okay, I'm trying to read what this other person put here, but it's in Spanish. A comprar una orquídea. Like Casti, estoy emocionada por verla florecida. The orchid den.
I had some Lycastes.
She bought it from me.
Okay.
She says that she's waiting for it to bloom. She's about to bloom, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah. How can I order those beautiful cups?
If you are signed up on my website, theorchidden.com, and you have signed up for my newsletter, you will get an email announcing when they go live.
What is your newsletter?
It's basically just an email that comes out.
No. What is? How do they get your newsletter?
Go to theorchidden.com, and it has subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to. It's basically an email that I help promote and send out when I have new products or new items listed, or Black Friday sales, or other kind of.
And you announce it on Instagram too, right? Because I've seen you announce stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, but I usually send out to my subscribers first.
And then this one is, I would love to get in touch with one. Orchid Dream Delight.
Orchid Dream Delight.
Or go to the fair. Opie's
Yeah.
fair. He'll be there. Do you have more than that?
I have 6 total.
6 total?
The green one is
only 6?
The green is sold, so I have 5 available. The green is sold. But I'll have more next month. You know.
Somebody's taking away my thunder. That's my color.
Another thing I've got at this sale this weekend are these are some beautiful Ansep
I
hybrids.
want one of these.
They're beautiful and gorgeous flowers. I'm trying to pull.
Why didn't you guys see these flowers? They're sickening. Look at this.
Look at that.
Why are you covering my face? Cover your face. He's like, look at that one.
But it's basically a Laelia Anceps hybrid. So they're all in spike. You're going to have, a long inflorescence with a lot of flowers on it. And it's in, this one in particular is in one of my 3D printed baskets. I just started doing these guys just because I use a 3D printer, of course, with my...
To do his molds.
My mold making process for the cafecito cups or my thimble pots or my neo pots and stuff. So I figured I'd put it to use instead of just use it.
Let me tell you, those molds, you save a lot of money. With a 3D printer?
Yeah.
Because molds are expensive.
Well,
especially when you're custom making those molds for you.
And nobody else will have anything like this on the earth. This is all...
Because it's in your possession.
Yep.
Because they do that a lot. Some people, like if you order from, I'm not going to say where, but other parts of the world, they will steal your mold and do replicas.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they get, because so many things are made in these parts of the world that they steal. Because a lot of people say, well, why does it look so exact? It's like, where do you think the original comes from?
Yeah.
The parts come from the same place. So what they do is they steal the molds. Well, they don't steal it. They just basically...
They purchase one mold and then replicate it.
They purchase one mold and just replicate it. I know because my friend's company went to a convention in a faraway country, far away from here. And in the convention, he saw his parts with the logo and everything being sold in another booth.
Yep.
It's crazy. He goes, we were shocked. We're like literally looking at our parts that we make, like in another person's company, under the same logo and everything. So, you know, other countries don't have the regulations we have in this one.
Oh, yeah.
So we kind of can
But
protect.
it's a long process. So designing in 3D CAD software, then printing out the mother mold, then making a silicone mother mold, then I make the plaster molds from that silicone mold, and I can make 100 or 1,000 molds if I want to.
That's awesome.
From the silicone mold.
I need to get into that too. Another more thing now. This is why I need someone to shop for me. Josh, I love it.
Yeah.
You want to shop for her?
Sure.
Okay. Do you work for orchids or do you work for money?
I'll refer you to my website, the Orchid Den.
I'm going to shop for you all day long. My fingers will do the shopping.
I've got so many plants at home, though. Right now, I've got like everything in the greenhouse, and then probably just as many plants outside the greenhouse.
And you do a lot for sale, so
yeah,
you can fill it up pretty fast with just one.
Yeah, one order.
Come on, guys, ask us questions. I want a question. Because we didn't really. This was all We had no subject matter. This time I did not prepare at all. Josh has been busy doing this and setting up at the show. So I did not put anything together. I've been filming a lot of videos, as you guys been seeing. Every 2 to 3 days I put out a video, and believe it or not, I have 2 on hold in my phone. Which what's happening is, since I'm shooting in 4K, when I hold them on my phone,
Yeah.
it takes a really long time to process the current one that I'm going to release.
Right.
So it's been taking forever to process each one, but you know what? The quality is so nice. That
Yes.
I don't
When
mind
you're
it.
watching it in 4K, it's more vibrant, it's more sharp. The depth perception is better as well.
I like the way my skin looks in 4K.
Yeah.
It does. I was like, I look like I have a tan. I mean, I pretty much do from working outside, but it gives me a glow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the 4K, and I like the way the colors on the flowers are just like,
Yeah.
especially when you have a flower that's very vivid and you put the camera on 4K, it looks like you can just grab it. I love that feature. I do. I think that iPhones, I haven't tried other phones, but from what I've seen other people use, I find iPhone to have one of the best cameras. They just need to get their focusing thing in check, because those, I think it's a 3 lens situation. Will you ship to Jamaica?
I can't export plants to Jamaica. You have to take care of that paperwork.
Don't they do that at the international shows, at the Redland International Show?
Yes. Yeah.
So if you guys didn't know this, how do you treat, if you
Trips
guys,
and scale.
especially how many times? Yeah. That's a good question, how many times? Because
And that's really the key factor.
it is a key factor.
Especially for scale. Thrips, I don't care how many times you spray for thrips, even if you use a systemic every week, you're still going to get thrips, because thrips will bounce from
one to another
and
yeah.
even non-orchid plants to your growing area, and because they're basically attracted to the scent of the flower and the nectar, and it's food for them. So when they see a flower, that's
I
like
hate thrips.
buffet.
I hate them.
I hate thrips too. But
And I don't hate anything really, but I hate thrips.
the key is to really be on top of it. If you see thrips in your collection, go ahead and spray everything. You might ruin some buds here and there, but I would rather much ruin some buds than have thrips ruin my buds. Oh, look, we match now.
Green.
As for scale, that's the main important concept. Is you want to spray once a week
Yeah.
for 3 weeks, and you want to use like 2 teaspoons of, it's a good chemical if you can get your hands on Safari. I find that a lot better. It's like Orthene. Safari is Orthene's bigger brother. I think it's just a higher concentration.
I've used Savine. What is it? Savine? It's Savine, right? Because everybody calls it Seven, but I think it's Savine. And it's taking care of it, because in my salon I can't spray chemicals. And I've gotten thrips over there, and I've gotten a lot of spider mites.
Yeah.
Which I haven't had in a long time. Knock on wood. But Savine works, and it's non-toxic. It doesn't smell. Yeah. But here I use Orthene.
The chemicals.
Yeah, I use Orthene on the buds, and I mix it with Savine, Orthene, and Permatrol.
Okay.
And I find that mix kind of takes care of everything.
Yeah.
The insects and the mites.
Yeah. A lot of the chemicals that control mites, the active ingredient is abamectin. So you can go like DIY.com or, pest control or whatever, and just find something that has abamectin, but that is a topical for thrips as well.
Okay.
And scale. But remember, spider mites are not insects. They're
mites.
They're arachnoids. so they're really spiders.
So
So
Savine would be the one to use.
yeah.
Savine would be the one for that. Now, I'm still looking into the Swarovski mites. So if you guys want to go into a real natural way, that is the way I would really encourage you to do. Try, I would have to go get all the information. I have it all written down.
Or just watch the last live.
Watch the last
You
live.
gave out a lot of good information.
That's right. The
on
last live
live.
is really goes into detail because I just researched on it. My Fasciolariana lost its leaves. Its roots are still active, and do not get rid of it. I'll tell you why. Hold on, let me read the rest. Active and turned since April. Please help me. What should I do? Okay, first of all, you got to feed it with 20. I had the same thing happen, but not with the Schilleriana, with my Londinii, which they're not the same, but they're kind of similar in a certain way. And I lost all my leaves, everything dead, gone. And it's all I had was the roots. I now have 3 leaves. And
Wow.
what I did do is I put it in my quick tent where it's less hard light. It's more reflective light. I watered it every single day, like literally like for 2 minutes there, just holding the thing, making sure that the roots got really wet. And then once a month, just feed it with 20. That's all you need. You don't really need,
And I would probably spray it with some kind of fungicide too.
and
Because
yes,
that's most likely what's lingering and caused your leaf drop.
yeah, good call. And spray it with fungicide. Now, I've been reading about spreader sticker.
Yeah.
Stick.
You can always just use some Dawn dish soap or
That's they say.
or palm
you can
olive.
just use that. I mean, I like it now because it really holds the calcium spots out of your leaves. We have Savine, DFN, Captain, which I don't like. Well, you have a lot of good stuff, but very strong stuff. The thing is, all those chemicals are great. They all work. It's just how you use them.
It's like tools in a toolbox. You know?
It's like tools to the toolbox, but like you said, it's the how many times and when do we do it? Because
Yeah.
you know they lay larvae or eggs. You have to kill those too.
And that's basically with scale only that you have to spray the 3 times because they have a lifespan of 7 days and 3 different life cycles. So you want to make sure basically that you're killing all life cycles, and then start adding a monthly spraying of that systemic as well. So you're preventing issues from happening.
Because that's
And
why everybody complains. It came back. It didn't come
Yeah.
back. You just didn't eradicate them all.
I do find that when you're consistently spraying the 2 teaspoons per gallon of orethine every month, that you will find that you have less issues with thrips. You still might see some,
But not in a large.
it's not going to be like an infestation where they're just having a all-you-can-eat buffet.
I've been doing it honestly. I have a little hand sprayer, pump hand sprayer. And when I see a spike and the bud's already out, I automatically go. I spray. I did it yesterday. I just spray the buds. I just don't like all those chemicals in the air. And I don't want, I get a lot of butterflies inside my greenhouse and outside. So I don't want them going there and just dying. Thank God I've never seen ever in my years of doing this a dead lizard, dead frog, dead nothing in my greenhouse. Literally nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that, I'm doing it the right way because I'm just targeting those extra spots. In the beginning, I would spray the whole thing and I was like, this can't be good.
Yeah.
And I'm all covered up. So now I put my gas mask. I bought these gloves that go all the way up to here. They have like on Temu, that app.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They're like, if you guys are out.
Like for washing dishes or
Yeah, but this is
or are
like,
they more for agriculture?
it's agricultural for that, for cows. Oh, the baby's coming.
Yeah.
But well, it's like that. But I like it because I'm always in the heat. I always
Yeah.
have t-shirts, and I don't want to be wearing like a whole overcoat. Un video en español, sobre todo cuando. Mi amor, en español, lo que pasa es que se demora mucho hacer un video en inglés. Entonces yo no tengo el tiempo de hacer los videos en inglés ni en español. Y él no habla español tampoco, o sea que no vamos a hacer un vivo. I'm trying to explain because they want me to do videos in Spanish, but they don't realize that it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Y entonces, para hacer un video de los míos, como yo edito y hago todo, se demora muchas, muchas horas y yo no tengo ese tiempo. O sea que por ahora solamente lo puedo hacer en inglés. So, guys, what I'm saying is I get a lot of requests to do videos in Spanish, but the way that I do my videos, I don't just record and put them out. I edit. I like to edit because I don't get it right all the time. I may say things that are incorrect, and I want to make sure that whatever I'm putting out there, if I don't say it correctly, I put it in my editing. So that is why I edit, and I do those things. So if I do it in Spanish, I would have to do the same format, and it would take me forever. I would just have to do this for a living.
Oh yeah. Well, and some of the big names that do that, they have like basically a cloned YouTube channel of their original English one in like Spanish or in,
Right.
I
mean, they can put the Melissa, okay, I have all my orchids under the pergola. I'm not worried about my mounted. Melissa, don't write me a letter. Just write two, two lines because this thing disappears about my cattleyas in clay pots with the rain. Oh,
yeah.
They don't like it. Take them out. If you're going to put them in, should I cover in plastic? What do you mean? Cover what in plastic?
Probably cover her pergola.
Oh, the pergola? Yes.
I think you would be better off, yes. Yeah. Or you're gonna have to grow in something like basically like Leica sponge rock charcoal.
Yeah, I put
something
mine.
That drains very fast and then have lots of good air movement.
Yeah, I put mine. If you want to keep them out there, put them. I don't really push for the wood baskets. I love them, but they disintegrate very easy. But they're better off than in a wood basket with clay beads if you're going to put it out there, and they'll be fine because I have my Heaven's Gate, which is that big massive from Pearl Smith, and I have it in a clay pot, but I only use clay beads, and I have it under a roof, and it's perfectly fine. But all the ones I had outside, with clay pots, they all got root rot.
The main thing with that, Melissa, is if you do any kind of like the hard plastic, corrugated hard plastic, or anything like that, make sure that your pergola is slightly tilted so then you have water runoff and it's not completely flat, or it'll hold water and then you'll just be really sad.
Take it out of the bark.
Yeah.
The bark will rot because we live in Miami. We live in
roots
Florida,
will rot,
and
basically.
It's very humid. Yeah. And unless you're like keeping it under roof in a very dry place, mine I have some in the orchiata, but I've done it when it's a flat dish and the orchiata is only about this tall.
Yeah.
So then I don't mind doing it, but I've been slowly but surely kind of taking all my cattleyas out of wood. Anything with heavy wood chips, and kind of I've noticed they do a lot better in clay beads or lava rock and charcoal. Lava rock and charcoal mix is the best. Since Mercedes showed me that, I gotta tell you. Or straight charcoal, straight charcoal is great. I use charcoal, lava rock, and the clay beads. No moss for me, unless you have phalaenopsis and you have to use moss.
I don't recommend spraying weed killer in your pots. It's going to be detrimental to your roots. Hand pick, baby. I know.
I do it to 600 orchids. You can do it to yours.
Yeah.
And a lot of mine, sometimes I look and I'm like with the rains. The other day I had filmed.
Oh yeah, it's like they grow overnight.
You guys, I don't know if you noticed. I had to like, after I filmed it, I was like, I don't even think I put that video out yet. It's no, it's not out yet. But you guys are gonna see my dendrobium green flash. Once I videotape, I go, oh my god, it had all the green, that green thing that grows that I can't stand it.
The artillery fern.
That one. Yeah, that one.
And it just spreads.
It spreads. Well, it was covering the whole base, and I'm going, oh my god, when did this happen? So I think I finished filming and I went straight over there and cleaned it all up because it's just it's
most of the weeds that grow in the media and stuff are really easy to just pull. I think the hardest one to really get in control is the clover.
Yes.
Because it like grows down and up, and then you can't get to the root of it. Someone asked, you did something that in your last video that made the leaves green.
Epsom salt.
Okay.
2 scoops of raisins and the raisin bran.
Which is basically Magnesium.
Magnesium.
Yeah.
So what I do is they tell me to do 3 teaspoons to a gallon when you have them like now in this very heavy heat. So I do 2 teaspoons to a gallon, and I always do 1 teaspoon of magnesium cal. So it's kind of like adding already that third spoon, because you don't want to like make it salt water,
Right.
Because it could be too much. So that's what I've been doing. According to the boys at Ophi's, they say it's really hard to damage your orchids with overdosing with Epsom salt unless you're like pouring a lot. They said you can go up to I think with 3 teaspoons to a gallon if it's like getting really yellow. Mine, I know what I have noticed is they do turn green, but if I don't consistently do it,
Right.
you still see, because it's still hot. If
Yeah.
it's still hot, they're still gonna yellow.
And magnesium is, that's why back leaves get yellow, because the plant's actually moving the magnesium in that
the
part of
front.
the plant to the new lead. And so magnesium
That
is
makes
one
sense.
of the very few nutrients that that is movable.
So it's always the last leaf that starts off first, right? Yeah, like my
Usually.
Vandas, usually you see the bottom leaves going
Yeah.
first. Even though here, the thing is, when you have your orchids outdoors, if you keep them outdoors, don't expect to keep them the way you guys see them in the showrooms, in the enclosed environments, because
If you don't have perfect environment, you're not going to have a perfect plant.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
I mean, even as
things-
a grower, it's really hard to do.
Is a CalMag. The thing is that CalMag has both calcium and magnesium.
Yeah.
The magnesium salt, I think she asked, is just magnesium.
Yeah.
So orchids do love calcium. So I would go for CalMag more than I would just go strictly with magnesium salts. I mean, you can use magnesium salts. I have them. It's the same as using Epsom salt, no?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
No difference.
I've read literature that says that calcium and magnesium, if you're putting both at the same time, the plant has a hard time, so it'll only choose like one or the other. But I've read other stuff that's just if you're using it because it's such a micro dose, then
I mean, I would think I would give the plant a little more credit and think that the plant knows what it's doing and that it's going to absorb what it needs.
yeah.
I don't think the plant is going to be like, oh, okay, I got some magnesium, but now I have some calcium. It's like it's a human, I have sushi and I have steak. Well, I want both.
Yeah.
So I don't think I think the plant will absorb both. If not, they wouldn't sell them already mixed. All right, we're on 32 minutes. Any more questions from the peanut gallery? I had a teacher that he would call us the peanut gallery. And oh my God, one time we were in the front row and I was asking a very serious question. And somebody answered the question, but answered it incorrectly. He looks up and he goes, "Who is the peanut gallery former in the back?" I go, "You sound like a politician, sir." All right, nobody's going to ask any more questions?
We might have forgotten some. Scroll back.
Hold on. They're in the bark. Oh, that was Melissa. Oh, yeah, Dita. Me and Teresita are the best duo. You saw they probably talking about the recent video I put out. We have a lot of fun. Teresita and I. It's crazy. Ay, Dios mío. Yes, Dios mío, Melissa. It's part of the learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
And the joy of growing outside compared to in a more controlled environment.
Monique, you have over 600 orchids?
Monique has a... Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. You probably don't go anywhere. You probably don't take trips. That's my problem. I can't leave for too long because the way I care for my orchids are very personalized. So if I leave, I know something's going to suffer, and people are like, well, let it suffer. It's like, I can't. They're my kids. Even if it's one, it hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what's, from a different perspective, it's hard, like for me, because I'm away from the greenhouse. So I have to like have my watering schedule on Mondays and Fridays, and then some of the stuff that I usually water daily, like the Vandas, I have to I have to grow in a completely different area now and let the irrigation hit it, and
Yeah, you have
so
to
that's why I say always.
alter everything.
Yeah, let your watering system work for you and not the other way around. Otherwise, you're watering this plant every day, this plant every 3 days, this plant every 5 days, and then you're going crazy.
You can't. You got to leave it.
Take it in
I
the
wet
basket
it, yeah, and just put it in
and just
another
put it
basket.
in a larger basket and let it go.
Yeah, do not
Eventually,
disturb
it just
them.
becomes a bare root plant, but you have all that wood basket to go around it. Now, if it's a plastic basket, then
It's just
the
got to
same
go
thing.
around it.
Yeah,
It's
the
gotta
same
around-
thing.
I've done it so many times. I don't disturb the roots on my plants. I don't like to sing kids and everything.
She's gonna sing kids, yeah.
I vacate at home. Nice.
I know. I'm waiting for the
Very
invite,
nice.
Monique.
For the invite? Yes. When do we go? So I was saying that the roots I've learned, I used to be in the beginning when I would grab orchids. I need to rest my eyes. They're hurting. In the beginning, when I would start collecting orchids, the first thing I would do is I would come home, take them out of the plastic pot, clean all the roots. Like if I was a mad scientist, clean all the roots, do it like if it was another type of plant, and then I would put it in a new pot, and it lasted for about 2 weeks, and it was gone.
Yeah.
Because I would put them outside or wherever I would put them, and it would just get rained on. Oh, they love rain. They love rain. And I was treating them like my other plants. I did because they were heavy water plants.
Yep.
So, and then I had a lot of like terrariums with carnival plants. So those kind of things required a lot of water. So I thought orchids, they're tropical. They like it.
Yeah.
And not every orchid is created equally. They all need different things. Like Bubba Films.
Culture.
Yeah.
Learn the light, the water, the temperature for each plant you have, or learn before repotting them.
Always. I don't soak them. I just wet them very well.
It depends. If it's like overtaken like a clay pot, I will not necessarily soak them, but I'll water them really well, and then come back later and water them again to where all the roots are nice and green, and then they'll usually release from that clay pot
Right.
a lot nicer. And you might have to like go around the edge and give it a
little
good
nudge.
a good gentle force, but usually,
But now fowls, I don't. Fowls, I don't. When I'm going to put a fowl from one to another, unless the moss it came in is cheap moss, like
Yeah.
you can tell, it's like that.
the Chilean sphagnum moss
It's
just
awesome.
breaks down within a year.
Yeah.
And that's why I really love, and everything I use
It's
is the New
spag-
Zealand
The
sphagnum.
spag moss, yeah. New Zealand spag moss is the best. If you guys are going to buy moss, that's the best one to get. It doesn't rot the way the other ones do. It's fluffy, it's thick, it's a great moss. But when I have fowls and I'm going to repot them, fowls are very, very sensitive to when you play with the roots. So if it's like MS Orchids or Heavenly Garden or Crowell Smith or Brethren's, their fowls, they use New Zealand moss. So what I do is I just do this to the plastic because usually it's
Yep.
already, and I put a wall of the new moss, right, with styrofoam popcorn on the bottom, and then I put that on top, and then I put more moss, and then I wet it.
Yeah.
And I let it sit there, and I don't water it anymore until I see it dry out. Because the thing is, if you start playing with the roots, my fowls, all the ones that I played with the roots died. Every
Yeah.
single one. I don't even
Yeah.
know how many I've killed.
But that goes really for most orchids anyways.
Yeah.
If you, especially like the dendrobiums, if you mess with their roots too much, they're gonna lag. I mean, it's not gonna die,
true.
but
Dendrobiums is another one I don't
they're
do. I do that.
They're little divas, man.
It's true.
They'll just lag. You can cut all the roots off a cattleya, I swear, and then just stick it in a pot and
And Vandas too, they're very strong. I've pulled Vandas out and go, oh my God, it's dead. Like I hear the roots going.
yeah. The
Ban rot.
depending, use a systemic, use ban rot, use thiamyl. You can use dithane. Dithane's more topical. The systemic really comes from them.
Banrod
From the
has been the
thyme.
best for me.
Me too.
It's giving me a huge break on spraying and being on top of it. I do it once a month and that's it.
Yep.
And it's good. And I found out, have you heard about Subdue Mix fungicide? It's really expensive. You only use like 7 drops of that in a gallon.
I've heard of Subdue.
Okay, well that you can mix it in with other fungicides. And they say that you can go months and you don't get. I just went to a home visit and that's what she uses. Ooh, now they're coming in all at once. Nicole, hi Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
Tuning in from Trinidad and Tobago.
Is it Tobago or Tobago?
Tomato. I'm having an issue with fungus. Oh, I read that one already. We order mostly from Thailand here. Nice. The orchids come in coconut
Yep.
husk a lot. Coconut husk is amazing. It's also very good. I like it a lot, but it depends. I wouldn't collect it out because I've seen bugs and things in coconut husk. I would just
Yeah.
buy from a reputable place.
Yeah, when fowls like decline, it's hard to get them back. It takes a while.
Yeah.
But going back to the comment with the coconut that you import plants with, usually those, coconut, once it starts degrading, it just turns to mush. And you might as well grow in like
Yeah, it gets mucky.
water.
Yeah, it gets mucky.
So I always
I
try to
don't
get
use
the
it.
plant healthy or at least growing out. And then you can take a division and start that in your potting mix of choice because it's really hard to kind of get that out of the coconut without, you just have to sometimes rip it out. But I know exactly what you're going through because I had plants like that in the past.
And also watering. You guys always ask me, how do you water your plants? Which it's funny that it's such a simple thing to do to water your plants. But a lot of people freak out and they're like, am I watering too much? Am I watering too little? It all boils down to where is your orchid? What is your orchid in and where is it located?
Yeah.
So if it's in like lava rock, you can probably water it every day, especially if you have it outside. Alexa, turn off radio. Why is she playing? Nobody's talking. I have ghosts in the house.
Yeah.
Mom, Dad, is that you playing with Alexa?
Someone said that they're using T-meth, which is an equivalent of like Banrot as well. Just used the same as Banrot.
Yeah, I have T-meth and I have Banrot. I use both, but now I've only been using Banrot. I really like it. I think
Banrot's like #1 in the market.
yeah, it is for me like #1.
And it's like, anywhere from $75 to $100 for a 2-pound bag.
Yeah,
and that lasts a long time.
It lasts a long time.
Yeah.
When I first bought it, I go, oh my God, I just paid $95 for this.
Yeah.
And then I started realizing how much you use, and I'm like, well, this is going to last a while.
Yeah. Well, and that's why usually some people will get together between like 3 people, buy a bag together, split it up, and that's still plenty.
And it's great because the actual bag that you buy comes in divided bags. Mine comes like that.
No,
Oh, mine does.
mine doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one big bag. It's
Really?
like,
No,
yeah.
mine came with little bags. Maybe I'm confusing it with a T-methyl. No, it came with like
Oh,
little
I thought you were
bags.
talking about Banrot.
Banrot, that's what I'm talking about. I'm using T-methyl SP50. It's systemic, but I don't know how much gets drained out by the rain. Well, if it's raining,
Yeah, I don't spray it in the rain. It's just going to dilute even more. You want to spray this on dry plant foliage.
dry and at least 24 hours of no rain.
Yeah.
Let it really get in there.
Yeah, it needs to really get soaked up by the plant's tissue. If you've watched our other videos, when the lights go out at night, the stoma on the bottom of the leaves open up and then they're more susceptible. That's why I spray my fungicide and insecticide right at the end of the day as the sun's going down, because then the stoma's opening up, it's receiving a lot more of those chemicals, and in turn,
Loretta, the problem is that a lot of those chemicals are illegal in certain parts of the world, and maybe over where you're at, they don't. It's not legal. I know. I think it's not legal in Hawaii, and Hawaii is one of our states.
Yeah, California.
California, it's also illegal. Yeah, here I think Florida will always allow it because we're such an agricultural tropical area
Yeah.
that there's no way you can
There's
grow
there's
things.
too many farmers.
Too many.
in
It's just
Florida.
way too many. And fungus is our number one problem here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a necessity. 24 hours. It's raining every day here. Yeah, it is.
You can
Hi, Beauty.
you can try and spray some Physan, but then when it dries out, you definitely need to kick in
Yeah.
that systemic once a month.
Yeah, because that Physan's not gonna last
Yeah,
long with the
no, the Physan and Zerotol. Zerotol is great. It's basically hydrogen peroxide mixed with like a vinegar solution, but it's super strong. And so don't get it on your fingers. It will burn your fingers, like turn your skin white.
Try T-methyl. I don't know if they might sell that there. She's asking what's equivalent to Banrot.
T-meth. Yeah, I mean it's a T-meth is basically short for tetraethyl hypochloride.
You can actually say that.
And that's mainly the active ingredient in it. It's the same as thiamyl. Thiamyl is the tetrahydro something in there.
I'm not a chemist.
Don't put money on me.
I just look like one.
But yeah, find any kind of systemic in your country. Like I know, like even insecticides and fungicides are really like good ones are hard to find in Brazil,
Yeah.
South America.
Yeah, especially over there because they are really into the environment. That was the first place in Brazil that I went to hotels that actually their trash bins in the hotel rooms have like a color chart pie to let you know where you have to throw each thing, like the can here, the plastic here, the paper, and then everything is compartmentalized. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And then they just take it and have it all like divided and done. It was very cool.
Yeah.
All right, somebody had sent something. I'm trying not to touch the camera because where the things is. No, that neither. Would Physan do? Yeah, you answered that, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, Physan's only topical. Your T-meth, your Banrite, your Thiamyl, anything with that. You go on Thiamyl's website and you can actually see. I forget. It's basically the T-meth. That's the active ingredient for that kills and handles the fungicide. That's systemic.
You know that I have a plant back there that I can't wait for it. It's a plant, it's not an orchid. That I can't wait for it to bloom. And it was gifted to me by Nuri's, because she just said hello right now. And Nuri, the plant you gave me from Cuba is about to bloom. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. Wait, was that her just now? Nuri's, yeah. I've been mounting almost all my cattleyas and that's reduced the fungus in my, absolutely. I'm telling you, mounting them gets rid of a lot of issues, especially root rot. That's like non-existent when you mount them.
Yeah.
This thing goes. Have you noticed they come in like in threes and they go really fast? White flies. I can't stand those. The white flies.
Orthene will handle. I mean, even the 7 dust spray.
That
handles really good.
7
the white flies.
On the white flies, that's what
the orthene will help prevent issues, and if something starts to come gnaw on your plant, then they'll say, "Ooh, that tastes gross," but it also kills them.
Right. I mean, for me, if I have it indoors, I'm only going to use 7. And if it's those spider mites, is that what you're talking about? Or the white flies?
White flies.
The white flies,
White
yeah.
flies.
Well, white flies.
And that's usually, she said it's happening with her ficus. Well, they also...
On the back of the leaf, right? She probably gets it on the
damaging
back of the leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I get them on my ficus too on the back of the leaf. And what I do is if it's not a big tree, if it's a big tree, I can. But if it's a smaller in a pot, I take it to my sink and I wash it really well with we have a sprayer over our sink, you know, those what are those things called? Chef sprayers. And that thing has a lot of pressure. So I literally go inside and till I see nothing. And I use a little paper towel with some liquid soap.
Yep.
clean everything, the leaves, and I leave it like if it's a plastic plant. It looks so shiny, and then I spray the 7.
Yep.
And then I put it back and we're good. And then I'll repeat it again if it's like scales or something like that. But usually what I do first is I clean it really well.
Someone said something. I don't know. Scroll it. I thought I had it. Well, I've got 2 questions.
Get your question
Oh,
in,
Thai-
guys. We got
Thai
only
crud.
10 minutes left.
Thai crud.
Thai crud?
Band rot will help with Thai crud, but you have to soak the plant. You have to soak it. Don't spray
There
it.
it is.
Give it a soak for like 15, 30 minutes.
Hi, Dulce. From California. I love California. That's my second home.
Brown spots and leaf rot, that's basically black rot. Cut the damaged tissue until you see green, and then throw some cinnamon on it, and then spray it.
Now, when I get those round, let's say like, I'll use this example, like a round spot there. If I had the plant somewhere where the sun is very close to it,
Yeah.
chances are it's sunburn because
Right.
I just got, which it hurt, my tigrinus, is that how you say it?
Your Cattleya tigrina,
Tigrina, thank you. That one was perfect, and
big and tall one, yeah.
one of the big leaves has a big old spot, and I'm going, no, it was so perfect, but it was because I moved her a little bit because it was raining, and I wanted them to get some rainwater.
Yeah.
Because I keep them away from the rain. And I said, I'll leave them overnight. Well, I forgot to put it back in the sun touched that one leaf, and it gave me a big spot. So sometimes if you get spots, check to see if you're putting it outside too close to the sun. It could be that. It might not be fungus.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people confuse it. Now, if you see speckles, little freckles, that also could confuse you with fungus. But what's the other thing? Not Thai fungus, but there's something that happens to the leaf which is not fungus, and it looks a lot like it. It looks like these little.
Like striations.
Yes.
Well,
Is that from cold weather?
it could also be from virus, like Cymbidium mosaic can affect the leaves and cause them like to have a pattern and stuff.
No,
on
but
them
there's
as
something
well.
that happens that it's not a virus or anything. It's just something that happens from somebody. I think it was Chris that told me. He says it's not always that it's fungus. Sometimes it confuses you and it's heat. But he says
Yeah.
it gets like these weird. I don't know. I have some back there that are like that. They've been like that for years and
Yeah.
they have no fungus. But when you look at them, they look like they have.
Yeah.
Now, if you have those little dots, that's Thai fungus, right?
No, not necessarily.
Which is-
it can be like, it looks like stripes, kind of, the Thai crud.
Or
on your-
stripes, is
but
it?
that's mainly like on vandas.
Okay. Yeah, and bandits. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. Someone asked about how they can get their phalaenopsis to bloom again. They grow inside. A lot of times, and remember, your plants are all, your phalaenopsis, if you're growing them inside, might only bloom once a year, twice a year if you're growing them very well. So
Right.
if it's not going to bloom all year round. So
Unless you have grow lights.
yeah,
Like good grow lights,
Yeah.
because you can get them to bloom. I've gotten mine to bloom inside, but my apartment over in Midtown has a lot of lighting from the window, so they're always blooming. I know it's not an orchid, but I have a bat plant. Is that what she said? That's normal. Yeah, well, it's not normal. It does happen. I have.
Karma.
It's these little yellow dots on the leaves, and it's like it almost looks like freckles everywhere on the leaf. I've tried spraying with fungicide. It didn't do anything.
that could be part of just like the plant's genetics, and that's usually a sign of like too bright of light.
Too bright. So I just did a
like
home
yellow
visit.
freckles. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm going to let you guys know, because since you guys are here with me right now, I'd share a nice little surprise. Yesterday, I went back to Mercedes' home, and I
Yeah.
did another home visit. She was the one that invited me over because she said, "Oh my God, you got to see the cattleyas that I have blooming. They're finally open." Because we had talked about when your cattleyas are opening, let me know. but they started opening really early, and she has the most incredible, like massive pieces, like filled with flowers. I'm like, Mercedes, you're like on a whole other level of growing. I have not seen anything like this. And it's so funny because she finds ways. She's a single woman, you know, her husband passed away a couple of years ago. So she lives within her means, and she tells me I cannot be spending money on, you know, crazy things. So I create my own ways of taking care. So she goes, I go to Winn-Dixie and I buy the charcoal, but I buy the plain charcoal and then I crush it with a hammer.
Yeah.
And I mix it with just plain lava rock that you get in Home Depot. And I started doing that.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, my plants are loving it. It really takes the stress out of watering too much. It doesn't matter now how much I water. It's just gonna go right through it. But what I found interesting was that when I got there, she had things that normally I don't think they even opened in the season, and they were already opening. She was telling me, yeah, those are kind of early. So you guys get ready because this is a booming episode. I can't wait to show it to you guys. It's not long. It's like a half-hour show. It was about to rain, so we had to kind of like speed it up.
Yeah.
And she had so much is about to bloom. Like this lady's garden, like you look around and it's spikes. It's like there's so many spikes. I get happy when my Vanda has 2 spikes, and she's like, oh yeah, that one has like 4 spikes. That one has 6 spikes, and I'm like, you're giving it something that you're not telling me.
Hey, Valerie.
Hi, Valerie. How are you?
Also, while we have everybody in here, make sure you go and like this video.
Share.
That helps boost it up and everything. Share it if you can. Share it with your friends. Share it in your Orchid group. Tell everybody about it. That helps Nelson grow his channel.
Yeah, guys, when you guys watch my episodes all the way to the end, it helps the algorithm so much. I've seen it. I'm always studying analytics. I'm like a nerd when it comes to that. So I'm always looking to see when the spikes happen because I need to know what's being done. If not, I'm wasting my time, right?
Right.
So I might as well do the channel in a way that it flows, you know, the way it should flow, and then it rises in algorithms the way I want it to in a way that stays permanent and not like just swings down and then up. Because the way YouTube works, if you don't continuously post, what happens is your algorithms drop, and then when somebody searches on Google or something, you're never to be found.
Yeah.
Like somebody really has to search or know you to find you. But when your algorithms go up and somebody just, let's say, goes on YouTube and puts orchids, then if my algorithms are up here, it's going to automatically put my channel there. So it helps other people watch. So since so many people skip the ads, so the more people that watch, even if there's some that are skipped, it still helps generate some funds for the channel.
Yeah.
So I have seen an increase in my funds because I had an increase in subscribership,
Right.
and a much more increase in viewership, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Because my subscribership and my viewership are so opposite of each other. And like when I look at my analytics, 20% of my viewership is subscribed.
Yeah.
So it makes sense the upside down.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But other people also don't realize that when they skip the ads, that takes away from the channel as well.
Yes, very much so.
If you really want to help a channel grow also, and where the content creator can make better content and have a little bit of funds for gas money or going and
Especially
buying
gas.
orchids or whatever, don't skip through the ads. Watch at least watch a few ads, you know?
It's expensive. It really is. Look, I just booked the hotel, and just the hotel alone, just the hotel, just to give you guys an idea, 'cause I don't like talking money or stuff like that. Notice I'm never asking. Like I have all these features now that I can ask for, like super thanks, super chats. They're all open. You guys can go there and donate, but I'm not one to be there. Like I know that a lot of YouTubers, because they do this for a living, if I was doing this for a living, I would be showing all those things. But you know, I'm blessed with a good business that helps me, but I don't want to be taking money from that business to do this, right? So what I like to do is use whatever funds that I make in here, use it wisely in my journeys, in my visits and all that. But when I go, let's say, to a Popka, just in the hotel for 2 days, I paid $500.
Yeah.
And that's just to film those videos for you guys to watch.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, just help me out by not skipping the ads. I'm not asking you to send me money. Just by just doing that, you guys really help me. And then I use that money. That goes straight into a bank account that's strictly for this. I use that money for everything you see that I put out there.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the fairest way to use it, and it'll make the channel grow even better and better.
Yeah.
I watch like Melissa's. I watch and all these people. Now Melissa hasn't been monetized, but like Kelly in Hawaii, she's been monetized. And what I do with hers, I watch it on. I usually watch it on the TV.
Yep.
Because I like to see the flowers really big. And then in my car, I'll play it again and I'll just let it play. And the commercials are playing and I have it on low. I don't have, and I give my part to Kelly when I watch because I do love her channel. And that way it helps her out. So I'm not paying her money, but by doing that, it's as if I donate it.
Yeah.
So if you guys can do that, I would really appreciate it. Because like I said, I want to do more stuff, but right now I'm limited because everything is so expensive. My gas is crazy. I drive a big car.
Yeah.
So gas is expensive. So it's getting a little difficult to do the things I was doing before. And I don't want to stop doing it. So I want to continue doing this. And with your guys' help, by just simply watching my videos to the end and not skipping the ads, or do what I do, you know, just play the video again, let it play.
Yeah.
And that's it. You're helping me that way.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are exactly on the hour.
On the hour. Of
the
course,
hour.
we started off a little bit
We did.
limping.
I mean, today's episode's all over the place. Nelson, you're such a responsible YouTuber. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Laura and Billy. That's really nice. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, it's when you put yourself out there, you gotta be very careful how you say things, because a lot of different people are listening and somebody may take it out of context, and I don't want that to be the image or brand of my channel. So I just have to be real with you guys so you know where I'm at with my channel and how it's growing. Because if you guys been with me, especially a lot of you since the beginning, you know, I think I should at least be clear on that end as well. It shouldn't just be a secret. So that's why on my live, I would like talking about it, because it's Q&A. And
Well, yeah. And it's transparency.
it's transparency. And so I want everyone to know why I always say that and why I do. And also, aside from that, what do you guys think of my new format? I'm changing everything. I'm making, did you notice my last, have you seen any of my, because I know you're busy doing so much.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you get a chance to watch a video. But I'm doing all, in the very end of the video, and it's kind of to encourage people to watch it to the end. I'm putting all the ads of different shows in Florida. I'm not doing places around the world because it would be a very long video. So I'm only doing selected shows in Florida, because if it gets to a point where I'm receiving 20 or 30 posters, you know, from different parts of Florida,
Right.
it's not going to happen. So I just have to pick and select the ones that I can put on my channel, you know, just so you guys can go and check these places out, if you, because there really is no other way to inform you of the shows.
Right.
Right. I was talking to Barth Motes the other day. He comes up to me, he goes, you know, you're a celebrity. And I go, only in here.
Yeah.
Only in here. And he gave me, oh, you know what? I took him to work because I was handing them out. There's going to be a great plant show at the Fruit and Spice Park, the 20
Rare Plant Festival.
Rare
right?
Plant Festival.
Yep. And orchids.
And orchids.
Yep.
It's more orchids. It's a lot of orchids. I saw the list of people that are coming. It's a lot of orchids. But the thing is, nowadays, an orchid show is automatically an exotic plant show, because there's so many different plants now. It's not just orchids. So it kind of like, but it's a lot of the big orchid guys, and it's going to be nice. It's not as big as a Redland show.
Right.
But it's sort of like, it's a nice introduction to what the Redland show is.
Yes.
So if you guys haven't gone to it, it's on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
Yes.
Right.
Which is also the same weekend as the Gainesville Orchid Society show.
Oh, really?
In Kanapaha.
That's close to you.
Yeah, I'll be at that show.
So he'll be at that show. So if you guys are up there, say it again.
The Gainesville Orchid Society show, October 22nd, 23rd at the Kanapaha Botanical Gardens in Gainesville.
There you go. So if you guys are up there, my friends, I have friends that, wait a minute, you're going to Gainesville? I'm going to give you my friend's coffee shop. They just opened a really cool, very funky coffee shop.
Do they need some cafe seats?
I was just going to, I was going to throw it out there and tell, maybe you want to show them.
I make plain ones too.
Or you can make it with their logo.
Absolutely. We'll make a screen print.
Thanks, Josh. Love you too.
Oh, thanks, Laura Billy. Leaving the stepchild out.
Nobody loves me.
Also, thanks, Monique. Monique's
My
a
God,
great
I have
grower.
to shave. I just realized I have not groomed my beard. I look like I'm ready to go cut wood in the back and start a fire.
There we go. It's almost flannel season.
It's what?
It's almost flannel season.
Where? Not here. That's up there in Jacksonville. We don't get flannel here.
But also, you know, we're talking about support and everything. That's great. Go check out my website, theorchidden.com. You can always, and guys, it's really cool because if you have questions, there's a chat feature on my website where you can ask me questions. You have my phone number. You can always call or text because I do this for a living.
You're gonna get a lot.
I'm available.
Are you sure you want it?
But also, if you scroll down to the bottom of my website, go follow your Instagram, your Facebook. You're on Facebook, but I don't think you do a lot on Facebook.
I don't have anything on Facebook, and it's my personal one. I've had it there forever, and it's not like I'm never on there really.
Yeah, but you can find all my social media at the bottom of my website, and I still have like 4 videos I haven't edited from Brazil from a couple months ago.
There's a lot coming. There's a lot coming. Tiago, do you want to say hi to my the Orchid Den is amazing. You're amazing.
I'm amazing. Thank
Come here,
you.
say hi. Come here. I will allow you up here only because I want you to be my little boy. He's not gonna come over. He's not. He'll come over if I pretend like I'm gonna give him something.
Once we turn it off,
Yeah,
he'll be like prowl around.
So anyways, I guess we're gonna close it off here. 6 minutes past the hour. Ding dong. All right, guys, I think that's it. We're a great team. Thank you. We're a great team. Today we're a tired team. Look,
Yeah.
the camera's moving. That's my cat. He's starting to figure out what's going on. All right, guys. You know what? Come here. If you're up here. Oh, now you
He
get
said no
down,
thanks.
right?
He said no thanks.
Yeah, now he goes down. He's so unfriendly.
Yes, the bar is open. It opened at 5:30 today.
At 5:30. We've been trying to get on since
Yeah.
then. You can repeat the next show this year when and where they will be. What do you mean? Thanks so much. You can repeat the show? You mean this show?
I don't know. But guys, if you're in the Homestead area, come out to Ophi this weekend.
That's right.
Oh my God.
See how tired we are?
So we have a good lineup of vendors. So we have
You do
Ophi.
you do have a
Kroll
good lineup.
Smith is there. Nature's Tapestry, Martin's Nursery, Orchids 365, the Orchid Den, Sierra Madre Orchids, Vicky's Orchids,
I'm trying to think.
and who else?
Udelis?
And Judelis.
Udelis?
Yeah.
Is Martin going to be there?
Kroll Smith is there.
Yeah, you said Kroll Smith. I think you said them all.
Yeah.
Is Lady Vanda going to be there? Lady Vanda's there
No.
too. No? I thought
I
saw
don't think
her
this
name.
weekend.
Oh, okay. And what about the Orchid people? Casita Mia?
Yes, I think so.
They're going to be there, okay.
And I think Orchids in Bloom is supposed to be there, but I'm not sure.
I'm going to try to pass by tomorrow after probably 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's
I
probably
brought a lot of cool plants. A lot of stuff is in spike or sheath or
Really?
bud. Yes, almost everything I brought. So
I wish
Please
I could
come
be
check
there,
me out if
Nelson,
you're in the
please
area.
Video. I will video, but I don't know if I'm going to video. If I get there tomorrow, I'll definitely video tomorrow because they have more flowers.
Yeah.
But if not, it'll have to be Sunday morning. But I am going to videotape it. I mean, it's like right there. It's not like I'm going to be
yeah.
doing anything else on Sunday besides feeding my plants. So yeah, that's one of the things. Plus, okay, we have the live this. We had something else this week that I had to record. I can't remember. I can't remember.
You'll remember.
I have to pay somebody a visit, but it's not a person, it's a nursery. I forgot which one it was. I'll wake up at 3 and go, that's who it was.
Yeah. That's the way it always works. Thank you guys.
Thanks, y'all. That's how, you know, that when I went to Chicago here in Florida, we say y'all, right? Like,
What's up, Jose?
and when I went to Chicago, they used to make fun of me because it would say, why do I say y'all?
Y'all.
Y'all. And I'm like, but that's what everybody says. And then I lived there for a while, like 5 years. I come back and then I'm saying coffee. Then they're making fun of me here. Why do you say coffee?
Coffee.
All right, guys, 70 minutes. So we went over the time. We had a good time today. We didn't have anything set up. We didn't prep this. This was just a fun hangout, drinking a little beer.
Orchid happy hour at its finest.
It's Orchid happy hour. It was true Orchid happy hour.
Yeah.
We didn't have to look at any notes. Look how many notes I
It's
took.
blank.
'Cause
We just
sometimes-
kept scrolling.
Yeah, because you guys ask me questions and stuff, and sometimes I just write it down, but I was like, you know what, I'll just read them off here. So anyways, it was great hanging out with you guys. I really, really enjoyed it. And you know what's really interesting? We have 47 viewers right now and 42 likes. That hardly ever happens.
I know.
Right? It's always like 3 likes and like 80 viewers.
Yeah.
And you're like, how is it that we don't have that many likes? But anyways, guys, thank you for liking. Thank you for watching all the way to the end.
And set the notifications.
Set the notifications.
All notifications.
Because
Yeah.
this is weird. Today we had a really, really weird incident with trying to get notifications. It wasn't working.
Yeah, YouTube kind of changed some settings up and we weren't used to it.
Yeah,
yet.
it was like showing us something else. I don't know. It was weird. Anyways, we're done with this. So I am Nelson.
I'm Josh from the Orchid Den.
And remember to always, always
Keep it green.
keep it green. That's mine. See you guys next time.